Hey guys, welcome to the video. Aaron here for the Love of Tech, and I'm here because I love technology, and you're here because you love technology, and most importantly, we are here together because let's just call it Apple Week. This whole week, we're going to be talking about Apple. We're here because WWDC, which I believe stands for Worldwide Developers Conference, I think could be wrong. There's always a possibility I'm wrong. And when I am, head down to the comments and make sure to tell me I'm wrong, because I know some of you out there really enjoy it. And some of you guys out there, more specifically Android fans, really enjoy the Apple events. And the reason, why do you guys enjoy the Apple events? Because you like to watch the Apple events and you like to be able to say, yeah, that feature had it for Android forever. Some people love the Apple event because they like to see if there's something new, something enticing, something that's willing to get them to start thinking about leaving and going into the Apple ecosystem. Why do you watch the Apple event? Head down to the comments, let me know. But why do I watch the Apple event? Because I want to know if the beta test version, the developer version, is worth downloading. I want to know if this is something that I want to potentially compromise all of my devices and download a beta on a potentially confirmed unstable, not completed operating system. So with that being said, got my computer, got some notes, watched the event while I was at work. I did my best to gather my thoughts so I could come back here and make this video and share them with you guys here today. First things first, we are going to start off with the app drawer. If you are an Android user, you're saying to yourself, I've had an app drawer forever. If you're an iOS user, you're saying to yourself, what's an app drawer? Where are all my apps gonna go? I don't understand. They're copying more of what Android has done as far as the stacking and the customization and allowing you to put your apps where you want them to be. So this is Apple letting go a little bit of control and giving the user a little bit more control. So really excited to see that coming up in the future. Widgets. So now they have this thing called a Smart Stack widget, which has several widgets built into it and just kind of flip up or flip down to go to the next widget. I think that's cool because it allows you to have a snapshot of several different data sets or pieces of information flowing at you, but only one location. So the widgets, I think, look a lot cooler than what they were described in some of the leaks. So big thumbs up there, Apple. I think the widgets are going to be a big hit. And I think that if you're an iOS user, you're going to love them. I think if you're an Android user, you're going to be like, I've had these forever. But either way, they're coming and they're just around the corner. I don't know if I have enough coffee for all of this. The biggest feature I'm most excited about, it's picture-in-picture. Not even kidding. I legit pull out my Galaxy phones and take it with me when I go places and do things because I like to be able to watch a YouTube video and then go and do something else and still have the video playing right there. The thing that I don't remember seeing was split screen. If Apple could give me picture-in-picture and a split screen, I think that would be really awesome. And that's probably the natural progression around iOS 14, maybe 15, but we'll see. But picture-in-picture for me is enough to get me to go over to the beta version. Siri is getting a facelift, but she needs more than a facelift. She needs a whole reconstruction surgery. So Siri can now have conversations with you. As of right now, Siri doesn't have conversations. Siri doesn't talk. Siri doesn't even really give you the web results to a lot of questions, which I find very annoying. Apple is recognizing how deficient Siri is as compared to other digital assistants, more specifically Google Assistant. Siri has a lot of work to do, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. Apple's in love with their iMessage app. They feature it everywhere. It's on all of their devices, and it does act and work really good. High quality images, high quality videos, really great sharing app, especially for group people, especially if you're even on iOS with all of your other friends. It makes it even better. Well, now you can take certain apps, you can pin it to the top, which is really amazing because sometimes there's conversations I just want to stay there and not leave that I can go back and look at later, whether it has information in there or instructions or directions, or I just want it for easy convenience. We're also getting new memojis along with some face masks, which I think is really cool. So Apple Maps is coming at us with the full force They're redoing it. They're doing new stuff all over. Find Apple Maps really strange. I'm not going to use Apple Maps as a GPS in my car, but it's good for looking up stuff, information, and then sharing. Apple's really pushing their maps. What I would really like to say, because I do agree Apple Maps has become a contender, but what I would really like is to see Apple Maps make its way over to Android. And if you're listening to me, think of all the data you could siphon off Android users and learn more about them, right? Just think about it. No, I didn't say that. Apple would never do that. Along with Apple Maps, they did the Apple CarPlay. So I drive a 2016 CLS 63 AMG. That's a Mercedes, and it does not have Apple CarPlay built into it, which is pretty sad, but I have seen it in action, and it is sweet, smooth, and phenomenal. And it's only getting better. New desktops, wallpapers, all sorts of other stuff. Also now, if you're having a newer BMW, you can do Apple keys, like digital keys for your phone to access your car, which is amazing. If you lose your key, it's right there. If you have to share a key with someone, all sorts of other stuff. So a lot of improvements, a lot of technology, a lot of manufacturers are going to have to catch up to this technology. But remember when Apple went to wireless charging, all of a sudden everyone started making wireless chargers. All of a sudden charging pads, wireless pads started popping up, tables all over the world. So I'm really looking forward to that happening, because when Apple comes out with advancements like this for a phone to actually do it, I think is pretty cool. So iOS 14 is the new operating system as far as when it comes to the iPhone. And the other software, and I was really wondering about this, and I got to research my beta versions that will be made available to me. I update the iOS to 14. Will my AirPod Pros now have this spatial audio technology built in? Is there a beta software update for my AirPod Pros? I don't really know. I don't use my AirPod Pros a whole lot. They don't stay in my ear, they fall out. So I use other earbuds, but I will use this, test it out, enjoy it, and come back and share with you guys how crazy it is, how not crazy. Did they blow it out of the water? If you've already done this and you're just watching this video just because you're like, hey, I've already updated all the betas, but I'm watching the video anyways, head down to the comments, let me know, get my attention, tell me, what do you think of it? Is it a gimmick, or do you think it's a big improvement? The Apple Watch has fitness and more stuff. I didn't pay attention to this, so go watch someone else's video. Apple Home came out with something, HomeKit, Apple TV, nothing there that was too exciting other than now you can connect all your devices and cameras and watch them all through your Apple TV, which is super creepy if you're in your house. I could see that being maybe exciting if you're at a different location like the office or someone else's house. I don't know what you would do with watching your cameras at someone else's house. I don't know what you would do with this. I just don't know. So if you're like me, you're like, what is Big Sur? Big Sur is a rugged, mountainous section of the central coast of California between Carmel Highlands and San Simon. I don't know if this is a California thing, but they named it Big Sur. It's stupid, is what it is. Sorry. They claim that Big Sur is the biggest change since Mac OS X. Looks like we're getting some new updates on the operating system icons. Apple Mail will get some attention. Just about all system apps will be updated as far as their icons go. This update is specifically designed to feel different. The biggest improvement in Big Sur for me that I'm most excited about is the control center, command center. That thing, the top right corner of the iPhone when you swipe down, is now coming to the OS 14, which I'm really excited about. And when you think about how much sense it makes, it's almost aggravating that Apple didn't think of this sooner. Apple brought up changes to Safari. I paid zero attention to this, so I don't know what to tell you. I use Google Chrome and find it. I'm pretty happy with it. Apple is now making their own chip for the Mac OS. And when I say Mac OS, we're referring to MacBook Pros, MacBook Airs, hopefully. And they've typically used Intel chips in the past, but now they've designed a chip that is going to give the best potential output as far as performance and power, and use the least amount of energy or battery, if you will, in doing so. Why is this a big deal? Well, now Apple is taking that amazing technology that they have been putting into their iPhones, the Apple Watches, the iPads, and they've redesigned it for the Mac OS. I can only imagine this is going to be a phenomenal upgrade. This thing was so powerful. The way that they showcased it on Final Cut Pro just made me excited. It made me want to edit things. It made me want to create more things. So this is probably one of the coolest parts of this keynote for me. I know it's just a chip, but the possibilities, when our iPhone started to get really, really good, when they started to get phenomenal, is when Apple really started to invest R&D in making those chips better, and they definitely did. They definitely did. And if I can wrap this up and share one final thought with you, is I want to call iOS 14 the common sense update. This is the update where Apple has taken common sense and integrated it into the operating system, into the iOS, into the iPad OS, into everything. And it's become a little bit more user-friendly and more intuitive. How come Apple has taken this long in order to take what I feel like is very natural and common sense and integrate it? Every once in a while, you got to just take a step back and be grateful for what you have and what it's capable of doing right now. I commend Apple for taking a lot of health steps, a lot of social distancing, and that was definitely evident by their keynote. So thank you for still producing an amazing event, which I felt this event was better than any live event that I've ever seen for Apple. So I hope they continue on this trend and they keep giving us high quality content. I really, really enjoyed it. I've never been to an Apple event, so I know that I am missing out on the excitement and the live and all that stuff, and maybe one day I'll be blessed enough to have that experience, but for right now, this is what we have. If you've watched this video to the end, thank you so much. I know it's a lot of information in a short amount of time, but hopefully this will save you from having to go ahead and watch an hour and 40-minute keynote. If you like what you saw and you want to see more of me, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And if you want to show me the ultimate creator compliment, share my content with your friends and family on social media. Thank you for the love of tech. Namaste.